Today we're going to do an unboxing on a Civivi that I got in. This is actually a giveaway knife that Blade HQ did on Black Friday. So if you spent so much money, they had certain giveaways. I also got a little sharpener as well, but this was the knife that came with that. So just wanted to take a moment to look at that. I will say that right off the bat, you are not going to find any information that I'm aware of online regarding this knife. It is a Civivi. They call it the Scintilla, which you can see there. It is basically what I know about it is it's got a black G10 handle and it's stone-washed D2 blade. So I have some other Civivis. I've got reviews up for those. I have a Praxis and I have a Backlash. One in Damascus and the other is in their stainless steel that they use, and not overly impressed necessarily with the quality of those steels. But this is in their D2, which I do not have. And of course, I know D2 is a fairly robust steel, so I'm hoping to have better luck with that. Although I will say that based on what I see from this knife, when I saw it online, is this thing is probably going to be too small for me to use on an everyday basis. I prefer a larger EDC. This is a fairly small knife. Now, the first thing I will say is that Civivi absolutely always nails it on the presentation. You're not paying a high-end price necessarily for a Civivi, but it has that quality feel. Just right off the get-go from the presentation, you get a nice little case that it comes in. And I know from past experience, the case is a fairly nice case. It's got this like kind of fake or false faux fur on the inside, so that's kind of just a nice quality feel. You've got the knife itself. It comes with a cleaning cloth. All their knives come with that, which is a nice touch. Of course, your warranty, product information, and a sticker, which in this case looks pretty mangled. They didn't pack that the best, but you get a sticker as well, and then of course the knife itself. So that's what we're here to look at. So the extras are nice. It gives you the feeling that you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck. And in this case, I'm getting even more bang for my buck since I didn't pay anything for this knife. It was a giveaway through Blade HQ. So again, the Civivi Scintilla, Google it all you want. Maybe you'll have more luck than I did, but I couldn't find anything out about it. I think it was specifically made just for Blade HQ as a giveaway knife. And that looks like that would be supported by the fact that you have the Blade HQ emblem there on the blade itself. So again, relatively small knife. This is not a very large knife at all. G10 handles. One of the first things that jumps out at me is they have this like dimple kind of carved out of the G10. I'm not 100% sure what that's for. I mean, I guess. I don't know that you would hold it that far down. It feels like you'd want to hold it up here. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of the dimple is. Maybe somebody in the comments can enlighten me if you see any purpose or use to that. Of course, you could see there when I opened it, it does open well. It's got that smooth action that Civivis are known for. Civivis always feel like they have great build quality. Where they skimp, if you will, is generally on the actual blade material, not the rest of the knife. Build quality is always superior to most things in their price point. You've got the deep carry pocket clip here. That looks awesome. I love that they almost always come with those, so you don't have to swap out a clip. You've got a decent clip. It does look like it is reversible for left or right hand carry, but not tip up, tip down. You're going to be stuck carrying it in the manner that it comes, which is tip up carry. Not a problem there. Other thing that I noticed right off the bat is you kind of have two options on opening. You've got the flipper tab here, which is kind of my preference. I prefer to use that if it's available. But you also have the thumb stud, which for a knife this small, on my larger hands, that's almost hard to use. But because the action is so smooth, it's not too bad. So you have both options. Depending on which way you prefer to open a knife, you can use the thumb stud or you can use the flipper tab. So that's kind of nice. Overall impressions of the knife are good. It's, again, rather small for my hands. I don't see myself carrying it, but if you're in like an office environment or something like that where pulling out a larger knife might cause some unnecessary reaction, or you might get some people's attention that you weren't trying to get, a knife like this isn't a bad choice. You can always pull something like this out, and generally speaking, even non-knife people are not going to feel threatened or alarmed by a knife this size. So that is kind of a good thing. I found, being somebody who prefers to carry a larger EDC, when you whip out a 4-inch blade and you have people that are not knife people around, they tend to have a negative reaction to that. I think you could safely pull this knife out and not get a reaction out of people. So I could see a purpose there for the use of this knife. Like I said, it's just really small in my hand. I'm only getting 3 fingers on the knife. My pinky's not really touching at all. You do have some nice jimping here in the back, gives your thumb a good purchase. Of course, you got that larger kind of choil there. I don't know that I would use that as a finger choil, just because it's just too easy for your finger to slip onto that blade, since it's sharpened right up to the edge there, and there's nothing to really stop your finger from sliding forward. But it is there if you're somebody who likes to choke up and you want to use that. Just be careful with it. You could do that. But I feel like I could do all right just holding it under this rear choil and getting my thumb up there on the jimping. Stonewash finish, exactly what you'd expect of that. Nothing necessarily impressive or that stands out there. Overall, great quality knife, just a little small for my taste. Speaking of size, you're looking at a blade that is roughly I'd say about 3. It's actually, or 2, I'm sorry. It's almost 2 3/4, it looks like. Just about 2 3/4 on the blade. And then the overall length, you're looking at just about 6 1/4. So you've got your 2 3/4 on the blade, 6 1/4 overall. So a fairly small knife, but does have good build quality. You can see here that it is well centered. So if that's something that, you're looking for, Civivis, you can almost always count on those to be well centered. You can always count on them to have a nice smooth action. They've got that ball bearing action there. Opens well, feels good in the hand. If you have smaller hands, I'm sure it'd feel great in the hand. For me, it's just too small, like I said. But it was a free knife, so I can't complain about it. Overall, I think that's a good deal that they throw that in if you're going to spend the money anyway on Black Friday. Maybe some of you were lucky enough to get this knife. But yeah, I like it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Would you carry a knife that's this small as an EDC? Does that work for you? Or do you prefer to carry something a little bit larger? And what do you think about Blade HQ giving that out as a giveaway knife? I think that's a pretty good deal. So